Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. This may be the most ridiculous show we've ever produced. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, be sure to follow me on Instagram. My handle is CTABANZ. Make sure y'all follow me and follow the channel as well on IG. Same name as the channel, Dreamers Pro. Let's get into this topic, bro. This is a topic that, Mind the Game podcast was supposed to be a basketball show that was centered on X's and O's. Now Mind the Game podcast is turning into a show where it's like they try to rewrite history, promote propaganda, and just distort what we know about basketball. I'm like, this is crazy. What's going on? Right? And I was so tempted. I'm dead ass serious. I was going to try to invite Gilbert Arenas today on the show. But setting it up and all that, he has stuff to do. I was so close. I'm like, yo, you got to get on the show, man. We got to talk about this. We got to talk about this right now. So apparently LeBron James went out there on the Mind the Game. And I got to say this real quick. Yo, Steve Nash, man. Bro, what are you doing to your legacy, man? You went from being known as Steve Nash to now a dude that's just up there kissing LeBron's ass crack, man. What are you doing to yourself, bro? You're up there kissing this dude's balls, bro. What are you doing? It's too much. You can tell, like, bro, you're better than that. Oh, my Lord. Like, bro, what happened to Steve Nash? But anyway, they're on there, and I think Steve Nash brings up this thing about not having a bag. And they spoke about this yesterday on Gil's Arena, right? So I finally heard the full clip because I heard little bits and pieces of it. But today I finally heard the full clip. And I'm listening to it and I'm like, yo, what are we even talking about right now, bro? What are we even talking about right now? So this is the sound that we want to get into. Before we even get into what LeBron and Steve Nash and these guys had to say, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports with over 10 million members. Prize Picks makes it easy to get real money action on the sports and players you love. You pick more or less on at least 2 for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. For example, this week on Prize Picks, I'm looking at the upcoming NBA schedule and selecting Stephen Curry for more than 29 points and Kevin Durant for more than 27 points and Anthony Davis for more than 12 rebounds and Luka Doncic for more than 8 assists. If you're like me and you like to play it safe, you'll love Prize Picks' new feature, Flex Plays. It's the safest way to play. You can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. Plus, you can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. On top of this, Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money as quick as in 15 minutes. So download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to play exactly what LeBron James had to say on the Mind the Game podcast alongside Steve Nash and Luka Doncic to a certain extent. And then we're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to this here.
His bag, he's got this, what can he do here, what can he do?
What does this even mean, having a bag?
Bag of tricks. But think about it. Like you guys both you made a couple tonight, crazy shots. You made a couple tough fadeaways tonight. But the reason you guys are great players is because most of the time you can do the easy get to the rim, finish, make your free throws, make your open threes. Okay, then you get to the step back, boom. The game is won on making fundamental plays, not your bag, right? I know they don't talk about that in Europe when you're growing up, right?
No, I never heard the thing bag since until I came to the NBA.
Right, and when I was growing up, it wasn't talked about it. Like the least amount of dribbles to get where you need to get to was when I grew up.
Efficiency.
Michael Jordan wasn't out there dribbling 1,000 times, to get to the spot. He'd get to a spot, and Rays. You know, Isaiah Thomas, as great of a handle Isaiah Thomas had, Isaiah get to a spot and Rays. You know, all these guys that I grew up, Grant Hill, get to a spot. I'm bigger than you.
Straight line.
Big Dog Robinson, you know, I'm bigger than you. Allen Houston, you know, all these great players, you know, that I grew up watching and admiring. Penny Hardaway, yes, they could dribble the basketball, but it's no Tracy McGrady. Even as great as Tracy's handle was, it was, I'm bigger than you. I'm gonna get to the spot in the least amount of dribbles. Kevin Garnett, you know, it's
good footwork, get
just
up over
good
top.
footwork, get over the top. If I'm a bigger than you and I get you on my shoulder, I get you on my hip, I'm gonna use my size. You know, I see it all the time. It's like, you know, I'll be on social media, it's like LeBron has no bag. It's like, I'm sitting over here with
What is that?
LeBron has no bag and I'm sitting like at 50 billion points.
Right. Leading scorer all time in the NBA, no bag.
It's like, it's just
That proves the point.
Yes, just play the game the right way. And I hope that our generation, you know, our younger generation don't get, you know, swamped by saying, okay, I need a bag, I need a bag, I need a bag. Like, you know, work on your game, know what you're going to be good at in order to help the team and prove the next year to be a better player.
Right.
You know, if you come in as a guy as my offensive game is not developed, come in, you defend, you get extra possessions, you get extra rebounders for the guys. Okay, and then next year you work on your game in the offseason. It's only one or two, if three guys maximum, that's going to be handling the fucking ball anyways. We don't need you to have a bag. It's only going to be, you know, we have the luxury of having three guys, you know, us two and AR, but not many teams have three guys that's going to be handling the ball like that anyways. You know, you can make $200 million in the NBA if you defend and shoot a corner three-pointer.
So you heard what they had to say. What are we doing right now? You want to tell kids to grow up and not focus on a bag? What? What? A bag is just another term for having skills. Y'all don't want players to develop their skills and their offensive repertoire? Why? Why would you give that kind of advice? Why are you teaching them to settle? Oh, you don't need to develop a bag. If you can just play defense and hit a three, you make $200 million. Well, hell, if you could hit a three and play defense and have a mid-ranger can shoot the three, get to the basket, maybe you could make 500 or 700 million. Why are you teaching kids to strive for the least? This explains why it took LeBron James so long to develop a jump shot. We all know the story. When LeBron came into the NBA, just put up a wall and forced him to shoot. It took him so long to develop a jump shot. Even now, for his career, dude don't even shoot over 80% from the free throw line. Is that what you're telling them to do? They shouldn't focus on a bag because you ain't got one? Why would you give that kind of advice? The best players in the NBA right now have a bag. The best. All the top 10 players in the NBA have a bag. What they don't have is the body of being 6'9" and the physicality of a LeBron so he can get away with it and play bully ball in an era where it's not allowed. Everybody else in the top 10 has a bag. What are you talking about? And by bag, talking about a skill set. What are we even talking about right now? Luka got a bag. That's how he's able to do what he does without real athleticism. Nikola Jokic has a bag. Jason Tatum has a bag. Ant-Man has a bag to a certain extent. Anthony Davis has a bag. SGA has a bag. And you're like, don't need to have a bag. What? This is what mind the game is? Because people made fun of you that you didn't have one, so now you're telling that young kids they don't need one? What? And I'm a hater for pointing this out. So what are y'all for not saying that? People calling me a hater for pointing it out. So what do we call you dudes that don't say nothing? Y'all just be up there going along with it. Bro. I'm out, man.